Welcome back to the B stream here as we are now setting up for game number 2 between Na'Vi and Nouns after game number 1 was, pretty damn convincing. Na'Vi with their massive Sven and Pangolier, it would just sweep through the game, and on the backs of the solo silencer as well, just looking so damn good. My goodness, I mean, I still can't believe what a incredible form time was from Na'Vi for the game number 1, and I don't even feel like Nouns particularly underperformed. I just feel like the idea which Na'Vi had coming into the series was just like top notch on how to take out Nouns.
Yeah, draft was fantastic. The play was just clean the whole time, other than maybe a very small misstep at the end there when they were up 30k net worth by that point, but they did kind of fumble the ball right at the last moment. Didn't end up really mattering too much, but still worth pointing out, I suppose. But yeah, looking good.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out because it proved that Nouns still had some life in them. There wasn't a psychological defeat here from Nouns at all yet. They're still looking to kind of bring as much of a fight as possible into game number 2. I'm excited to see what they bring. Is there anything you kind of hope they go back to? Maybe somehow let the Primal Beast through, but that was banned in first phase last time, so I can't really see that happening.
I do think the draft's going to look pretty different, honestly, for the second game. I think there have been things that have been laid down now by Na'Vi that are going to have to be addressed or just banned by Nouns. It is interesting. We've already got the flip done, and it's actually a run back. So last game it was dire Nouns first pick Na'Vi, and now even with Nouns having selection, it's actually the exact same arrangement again. So
wow.
Nouns feeling like maybe something just went a little bit wrong in the draft. Maybe they got caught off just a little bit, or maybe the play didn't work, and they're still feeling confident coming back in here for game number 2.
All right, talking about game number 2, we do have a draft underway, so let's get into it and see exactly how this one is going to go down between Na'Vi and Nouns. NA fans and EEU fans both going to be very excited for this series. Maybe the EEU fans looking a little bit more excited after the game 1, but I'm very interested to see how Nouns bounce back. One thing you have to say about this team is that they seem very mentally strong. They always seem ready to take a fight, and they're always playing the game until the last minute. In this tournament and in every tournament I've seen them in, that has been a consistent thing for them.
Yeah, I really do think that they keep their composure for sure. But okay, it's a run back up until the beginning of the draft for Na'Vi, and then Nouns come in with a completely different look with the Monkey King Tusk coming out. So the Tusk is flex for them as well. Certainly a mid Tusk is a gunner special.
Yeah, it is. They're happy to play this hero just about anywhere, but definitely love it in the middle lane. Definitely like to see it on gunner, but I reckon it's a flex. They're just leaving it for now to see what else comes through in the game. And the Monkey King could also be a flex as well. I don't know. Maybe a Z-free carry. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they've got a few different places that they can run it here. I think Moo is even one of the. I'm trying to remember if it was Moo who was the person doing the Witchblade off-lane Monkey King a while ago when that was very briefly a thing. So they've got some options here. I think a lot of this as well is just we want heroes to get in on top of the silencer and make his life miserable. I think we're going to see a lot of solo dying in backlines here, getting scouted by Monkey King, and then Tusk coming in and punching his head off.
Yeah, they definitely have a clear idea on how they want to approach this one. And also, I really like Tusk as an answer to Pangolier as well. When you get the Blink Dag, you can get the Snowball save to stop one just being locked down forever by the Pango. You can also shards him off. If he's a core, he can BKB and punch him. So you've got a ton of options. Even if you get the Ags, you can just kick him away. Play a bit of football. So sorry, this is an American team. Soccer.
Is this actually still... for Na'Vi, the identical draft? I think it may have just deviated there.
With the bands as well.
Yeah. But
I think it's the same.
The Bloodseeker SF was the same. I'm not 100% sure about the QoP. I'm looking now. It's the same. But their Nouns will deny them the chance to keep going for it as they ban the Enigma, because the next pick was Enigma for Na'Vi. Okay.
Yeah. Make sure they deal with that one. Yeah, I think the conversation from Nouns is probably something along the lines of, all right, the Rubik and the Clockwork was a massive overreaction to the fact that they could still pick a Enigma, so we won't go down that route again. We'll just ban it second phase.
Yeah, and those aren't really, they're not laning heroes, not laning counters to the Enigma. They're supposed to be black hole counters, but as we saw, so much of Enigma's strength is about the lane. Dang, Navi really with the run back here. Okay, this is a statement.
Yeah.
Like we don't think that you can deal with this draft. Even if you know everything that we're going to pick, we still think that we're the better team, which is that's the confidence you want to see. V2 is looking a little bit more animated. He's been revived somewhat since the draft of game 1.
Yeah, I think that game woke him up. Something about the blood of his enemies in the morning instead of coffee.
Yeah. Okay, the Sven is good here, right? It's a lot of physical damage from nouns, so the Warcry going to be pretty useful, and we get a Mirana coming in, so I think this could actually be pause 3 Mirana. It's weirdly becoming trendy in some of the high level pubs recently.
Yeah, we've seen it a ton, an absolute ton.
Yeah, and it was getting played in BTS Pro Series SEA as well, right? So certainly at least a little bit of flex there, and still this kind of the same flex that we were talking about before with this Sven. Could be Sven 4, Mirana 3, and then still looking for a different carry. God, this is a run at you lineup from nouns. This is some real like caveman MVP Phoenix, like QO Dota, if you remember that roster.
Yeah, I remember that roster. Yeah, sometimes you just got to toss strategy out the window and just run at them.
We want to go. Them. Yeah, we want to kill. We want to kill solo over and over and over again. No cares, global silence, only care, punch, silencer in the head.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Absolutely. And also some BKB calls as well, which I like to see. Pretty much all 3 of these, very happy to buy a BKB, which I think is an issue last time. Of course, you can still wait on the silencer until the BKB is popped to use it, but I still think it's something which we're kind of taking advantage of last game. Even versus the Sven in that stun, it's too difficult to just have to tank that disable.
I do think it's a little punishing to play this many melee heroes against the Pango. Like that is a little bit scary, but like you said, it's going to be the snowball save and stuff like that. And so now I'm still thinking along those same lines that I was talking about, where it's like, could still be Sven 4, Mirana 3, and then a different carry as the last grab. So they get rid of the Morphling on that line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those situations where you might know, you might not, you might just be banning out the heroes which you think generally can be really strong against your lineup. So
stuff that you feel like you can't deal with, and they certainly do not have the right kinds of chain lockdown to kill a Morphling. Like they've got stuns, they've got catch, but it's not Morphling killing catch. If you get me.
Yeah, I get you. There's a big difference between normal catch and Morphling killing catch.
Yeah. Worlds apart.
The instant disable.
Yeah. So the Darkseer would fit pretty well into this kind of caveman Dota that we've got going, and they're just going to ban out Moose, one of his best off lanes here in the Timber. What else fits the run at you mold here for nouns? Let's see here.
Nouns, well, it's Navi to pick next, but based on what nouns like, I mean, what role do you think they're looking for? Do you think this is going to be TA safe lane Tusk mid?
I think it might be MK1 TA mid Tusk SB supports, but there's a few different ways. I just the configuration that you mentioned just puts the Monkey King in a weird spot, or like he has to be 3 or something. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. Could even be. It could be Monkey King 3, MK3, TA mid, SB Tusk supports, and then still pick a carry. If you're Navi here, I think you could still quite comfortably pick, like, if you still wanted a carry, there's still like a Razor in the pool. What else? Against all these melee heroes, like a Treant looks pretty sick.
Oh, it's banned. It's banned.
Yeah. Viper's out.
Yeah, they wanted to ban that before they picked up the TA. Makes a lot of sense.
And they could even go something like a Tide if they're considering an off lane, and then it would be Sven 1, Mirana 4. There's a bunch of different ways that they could finish this draft.
Alternatively, you know, again, they can just kind of lane wherever they want with this. It's so flexible. But assuming that V-Tune is going to be carry, and that the Pango's going to be offlane, you could run yourself a Faceless Void. So it's going to be carry.
So it is that it's that line that we were talking about with, I think, the Sven 4, Mirana 3, and Faceless Void 1. Definitely very punishing to play all these melee and low range heroes against the Faceless Void. Though a little bit weird from the perspective of, you know, not an insane amount of damage to stick into the Chronosphere or anything like that. But I think they just wanted a hard carry that they were confident in here. And the Spirit Breaker can be kind of annoying for this Sven. Like these cores that are super reliant on just pressing BKB and delivering all of their damage, the SB can really be a nuisance. So,
and I'm actually a really big fan of Faceless Void and Mirana. I like that combo a lot. I feel like it gives you a ton of kill potential early on pretty much any hero. So if you're ever getting like absolutely steamrolled by like a TA or something who does well in mid, then you have an answer to it. And it sounds like overkill, but it's really not in the early game. Like Chrono into Arrow is a really strong combo. So I like this pickup from Na'Vi. But I really like this Beastmaster, just because it's Moo Beastmaster at a TI.
Yeah.
Always good memories.
Moo Beastmaster, and on paper, or in theory, however you want to think about it, it is the kind of the counter, or the laning counter to this Faceless Void. So things are looking pretty good for him there, just in terms of the constant pressure from the boars, that the Time Walk is not enormously useful, and should be able to kind of kill the silencer. So yeah, nouns, there's only one thing that they can do. It's got to be, what was their chat line? It was the speed, momentum, violence.
That's it.
That's what this game has got to be all about, the silencer. So yeah, nouns, there's only one thing that they can do. It's got to be, what was their chat line? It was the speed, momentum, violence.
That's it.
That's what this game has got to be all about here for them.
Yeah, I think so. Sitting back and farming, it can work for the Templar Assassin, the Monkey King. Honestly, I do actually think they scale pretty well into this game, but you want to make this Beastmaster work. And again, with these two support duos as well, you're going to feel really, really bad for playing from the back line. So yeah, I definitely don't want them to get too lackadaisical about this draft. You know, they need to get stuck in. If they get drawn into a kind of null game, I feel like Na'Vi are definitely going to win just because of their support duo. Just seems way better at playing from like a behind, or even from an even game, to be honest. I do prefer it. I feel like, yeah, Spirit Breaker Tusk get too lackadaisical about this draft. You know, they need to get stuck in. If they get drawn into a kind of null game, I feel like Na'Vi are definitely going to win just because of their support duo. Just seems way better at playing from like a behind, or even from an even game, to be honest. I do prefer it. I feel like, yeah, Spirit Breaker Tusk is a bit suspect.
Yeah, they've got to maximize the caveman Dota, and the late game is scary. The core Mirana scales pretty well, and the Faceless Void is definitely going to be the king of the late game in this particular game. So can't really afford to see any greedy builds coming out of the Monkey King or the TA here. I think that the TA, a lot of it here is just to give them the TA plus the Beastmaster is giving them Roche and like keeping that momentum going, right? It's Beastmaster takes those initial towers, they saunter into the Roche, they take it super easily with the Dominator and the TA, and then they just keep going momentum, have the Aegis against the Faceless Void, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Alrighty, let's get into it then. Game number 2 of Na'Vi versus Nouns here at the TI11 last chance qualifiers. Na'Vi currently 1 game ahead, looking to make it to Nouns. They really want to make a case for themselves here. They don't want to be considered the, bringing shame to the name of NA, which is so often mocked.
Well, this is a big
stop NA bullying.
This is a big smoke. Na'Vi, they got the first blood last game. That they have the pre-horn movements for themselves this time around?
Nouns definitely seem to smell something in the water here as they are huddled under that tier 1 tower. Husky, ooh, the Observer Ward sees both Gunner and Husky and Moo. It's going to give them a lot of vision. Boars coming over. Navi, they're all going to be revealed by this one little boar. Holy moly. Gets away though. Does end up dying rather than feeding away a last hit. So no one has a last hit advantage yet. Very important stat to keep an eye on.
V-Tune's hungry for this first blood because if you click on him, look at his goddamn items. He's got a Quelling Blade and Gloves of Haste and a Midas queued up on his Faceless Void. This is no respect for the Beastmaster lane at all.
That is lunatic behavior from V.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, you know, the you've got the IQ bell curve meme. It's like, is this Herald or Immortal? Well, it's TI Last Chance Qualifiers, baby.
Let's go. Navi Dota, V-Tune Dota nonetheless. What an absolute maniac. Alrighty. Well, I mean, one thing I feel like Nouns have done really well from this draft is move the priority, because this is a team where any one of their cores can be the star. Any one of them can kick off and kind of carry the game for them. They don't really have the same thing which a lot of other teams have, where it's like, oh, we play around our carry, like Arteezy or something, or you know, we play around our mid laner. These guys, any single one of them is capable of stepping up to the mantle and being the focus of the team. And yeah, with this draft, it absolutely feels like they're taking full advantage of that, which I really, really like.
Yeah, for sure. Mid lane this time around should also be better for Gunnar. Just like it's a matchup that he can kind of put a little bit more pressure on and get things done. Oh god,
Arrow coming out onto Costabile. That'll be a first blood. The double stuns, it's too much to handle. Husky can't do anything about that on the Spirit Breaker. And there's tips as well.
These golden tips.
Rub and salt in the wound.
the psychological damage is being done. Yeah, not a whole lot that the Spirit Breaker can really do here. He's even got the Greater Bash at level 1, so best that he could do is try and put his body in the way of the arrow.
Yeah, that's it. My goodness. Well.
Not the start that you're hoping for here if you're Nouns. And the Mirana is definitely a hero that can start to get pretty annoying in pause 3 if you get a good start in the lane. I mean, you've got solid damage, good attack range, so it's going to be a huge amount of harassment against this double melee lane.
Mid. A lot of damage done onto no one there as Gunnar and no one trading hits. TA definitely off to a slightly better start in this lane so far. She's got a full wave following her at the moment, so that last hit advantage is actually a lot bigger than it looks as Moo goes down in the bottom lane. Unfortunately missing that one, but yeah, Solo was able to get the kill, so not how we expected this lane to go at all.
Yeah, not even a time dilation or anything, just got maybe a couple of bashes, ran down with the Arcane Curse. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen down here.
It's really not.
It's the last overall pick of the entire draft, Beastmaster, and
yeah. I mean, they kind of take advantage of the Beastmaster a little bit because level 2 Beastmaster is kind of not very strong. Meanwhile, a level 3 Beastmaster is an absolute beast, so...
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, finding their opportunities, but it's worrying that they're not really putting the pressure on the Void at all. And I thought the Tusk would be enough to kind of protect him in this situation, but seems to be the case. Solo, where are you going?
Z-Freak, he's got 2 spells here. He's going to be able to kill off Solo here by looks off it. Does have the Mango and the Stick. He wants to keep chasing him down here. Tag team available in 4 seconds, but won't be required for Z-Freak because he gets a little bit of revenge onto Solo. Was up in the top lane, charge out onto the Mirana, stunning her up, but just a little bit of trading coming out from the 2 teams here.
Yeah. And despite that death at the start, Costabile farming pretty nicely here, so getting the CS
Look at
going.
Gunnar. He's actually carting the creep wave from no one as they're all dying to the tower. He was just sitting, stopping. He's like, you want to come for these? You got to go through me first, and has to wait for the swashbuckle to come up again, so... Yeah, a little bit of styling in the middle lane. So they see, oh, Sweden Strong giving away, there's a stack being made there. Gunnar definitely putting that one away in the old mental bank. Jesus, Costabile taking so much down from Laser. Laser's going to go for this. He's got 2 pounces available. Under the tower, will stop for now as there's a charge coming through from Husky, but Costabile is just getting absolutely hammered here in the top lane. Doing okay on last hits, to be fair, as Laser and Husky kind of getting a bit rabid at one another here, and I think
Oh,
Husky
Husky.
might be the one paying the price here. He's got a wand. One more right click will be needed from Lays here. It's not enough. The tower armor comes through big for Husky.
8 HP, the headdress regen helping out as well. Oh no, not as crazy. Okay, it delivered through the trees at least, but it is still dead.
Yeah.
Nice micro.
Could have cut a hole with it with a tango there, but Husky is heartless.
Well, he only just got the tangos off the courier, so it would have taken some real micro to get that done.
I believe in Husky though. You know, he was a mid laner when he was initially picked up by Nouns.
He's a Chen player. He can handle this kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's a very mechanically gifted POTS 5 player. Like, it's very rare to see a young prodigy kind of style player coming in as a POTS 5. So I like Husky a lot. Some of his Wyvern plays throughout the DPC season were absolutely next level.
He's put himself on some slightly weird position 5 heroes this series with the Rubik and the Spirit Breaker, but we'll just have to see what he can get done.
Yeah. Definitely having my eyebrows raised about the Spirit Breaker pick. So far, the lane, it could have gone worse, but of course, Costabile did take a fall, so got to take that into account. Bottom lane, a little bit of trading going on as they move forward onto V-Tune here. Moo and Z-Freak looking for a bit of blood. Solo dishing in quite a lot of damage though onto Z-Freak, but I think V-Tune will be the one falling here. Voiceland's coming out as well as they bring him down solo. Gonna get caught by these shards, but no one's coming across, but actually kind of misses the swashbuckle there. Z-Freak very low though, might be falling regardless, but Moo is gonna be able to get the kill onto Solo, or is he chasing him down? But his board is actually timed out, meaning that the slow is gonna go, and Solo is just gonna happily, merrily stride away from this engagement.
Yeah, nice call from no one, kind of focusing on the boars more than going for the kill. Knew that as soon as the boars were cleared out, they could still get what they were looking for there anyway. Though that is more what the Beastmaster Void matchup is kind of supposed to look like. This constant chip damage that V2 can't really do a whole lot about. It's mid lane.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder coming out, first one off the game, as they're looking to punish Husky for this rotation, and Gunnar is nearby, but the bonus armor from the Warcry making them pretty tanky, and actually, now if you bring him more to this one, but Gunnar is able to bring down Sweden Strong, now just goes for the TP away, no more stuns available from these two, so we'll make it out.
Alright, pause 4 for pause 5. Void has his sub 7-minute Midas. The raw Midas rush has worked out for him. The solo might be dead here at mid. Yeah, not a whole lot of help coming. With the trap, maybe?
Yeah, you can see Z-Freak was considering leaving it, and he's like, nah, this guy just has to die.
Save me with the trap, please. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Whoa, sidestepping the swashbuckles once again. Man, they're really good at sidestepping the swashbuckles here, and that's also very hard to say. No one. He's not got much available, so he's just going to end up going down. Man, Z-Freak absolutely outplaying no one there, to be fair.
And Nouns, they don't have the battle pass levels. They've only got the silver tips. It doesn't have the same bite. But yeah, getting a lot back there. Very
Fourth
nice
in NA base skip. don't have the funds. Solo taking some pretty heavy hits here. They should be able to bring him down, and now they move across towards V-Tune, who's just going to drop down the Chronosphere. He wants himself a kill, and he's trying to get it for himself.
Yeah, I think that was the plan, but ends up giving it to Solo.
It is what it is. Moo going for the TP away. Rolling Thunder not actually committed there, so he's going to get himself out on Moo. Again, not bad for Nouns, but I am a little bit worried about this Faceless Void.
Yeah, well, this is what Nouns need to do, right? The Caveman Dota has activated. This is just now Husky and Z-Freak. Let's go. Let's team up with Moo, run down the lanes. They've got their Helm of the Dominator. This is kind of their first timing. And the big question will be, in the next 10 minutes, can they get the bottom tier 1? Can they get the mid tier 1? And can they start looking at Roshan, potentially?
I see. That's your checkbox. How quickly can they tick over those boxes? We shall see. Gunnar with a haste rune, just running at solo here. Revenge for last game, I think, is on the cards here for the side of Nouns as they would charge in as well. Swashbuckle, once again, sidestep by Gunnar very nicely. Now, the Rolling Thunder's going to come through, though, and stun up the Tusk, who doesn't have much left in the tank. Sweden Strong just continuing to poke him with that big old sword, which, to be fair, doesn't really do that much damage. Gunnar just comes in and takes Sweden Strong out. One big smack coming on through, but this Swashbuckle does land through the two of them. Z-Freak trying to juke around it, and V-Tune's going to fall as well. The chain feed coming out from Na'Vi right now. Z-Freak is even going to drop here. Yes, he is. Swashbuckle connects. No one on the cliff, trying to keep himself safe, actually blowing up the trap to keep himself alive, and Nouns now realizing these heroes are respawning and it's time to get out, and that's exactly what they'll be able to do.
Caveman Dota. Caveman Dota.
Clubs are out and sharpened, or, well, blunted, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
ready to smack.
prepare a club.
And that space, I mean, the Void TPing in and dying like that is a complete disaster for his game. And Moo gonna get this bottom tier 1 tower no problem, all by himself. Na'Vi just gonna have to find ways to stem the bleeding. And it's all gonna come down to the Mirana and the Pango. You know, the Void is in full, look, I'm the late game insurance policy here. I'm gonna win it for us if we get to 30 minutes. You gotta get me there.
Yeah. Which might be tricky, especially with the game Gunners having. We all know, we've all been there. TAs can just take over games. The perfect hero for just kind of being that solo carriers. Once again, Nouns just committing massively to this fight. The Roar comes out onto Pangolier. We might be the one in some trouble though as B2 gets on top of him. The silence is coming out from Solo. They're going to stop him from being able to do anything here. And Husky's going for the TP out as well. He's going to be able to leave. And that is going to be that for the bottom lane fight. So Costabile does come jumping in through a little bit late to the party this time.
Yeah, they take some damage on the mid tier 1 while this is happening. Gunner just plinking away with his catapult and his Blightstone. He had a Blink queued up, and I thought he might go Blink first, but he has gone back to the Dragonlance now, so Blink going to be coming up second. And, good damage from Lays at top, but I don't think he's not going to get this tower this time around.
I mean, Husky and Zfreak are here, but I mean, it's a Mirana with 2 leap charges, like, good luck.
Give us your leaps. Use them.
Yeah. It'll cost you 2 leaps to get away from this gank. Do you accept? Uh-oh. Husky. Well, that's a big cost. Na'Vi
2
bring
leaps
the numbers
and
to
2
the top
ints.
lane. Yeah.
Yeah, Na'Vi just trying to ball around the map a little bit, finding these kills. They do have the Chrono back up, so should be able to find at least a pick off somewhere.
I've seen a lot of these Miranas in these kind of TI pubs that have been going on right now. Very fun to watch, by the way, if you're looking for some entertainment. But they do need to be kept in check, and that's not really happening at the moment. All the fighting's been around the Faceless Void at bottom, and he's not even too miserable either, to be fair.
Yeah, I think the way to think about this Midas this game is it's not even necessarily greedy so much as he knows he's going to get pressured. Oh, no one getting gone on? But they have the lockdown for him, though.
A little bit, but again, Na'Vi just bringing the heroes, and they're looking to punish Husky once more. Oh yeah, the seeds. Giving them seeds of serenity. Healing himself up as Moo around the backlines here, getting the Roar onto no one just to slow him down. But again, Arrett jumping through, not going to connect to no one. He's going to end his Rolling Thunder here and immediately into the blender. Can they finish the job? A beautiful shards coming out, and that'll get them the kill onto no one. And now Husky charging through in for more here. There is a tower here, and there's still a lot of heroes alive on the side of Na'Vi, so I'm not sure how hard they want to commit here for Nouns. But they are going to respect them and not go under the tower for this, at least.
10 heroes mid, one guy dies. That's
Yeah.
that's it. Nobody committing harder. I think Vitun was thinking about the Chrono for a little bit, but Lays didn't really have the mana or the spells to be able to contribute significantly, so just gonna have to bide their time. Man.
Yep. But he wanted damage inside the Chrono, and with this Mirana rushing for the Ags, that's definitely going to supply it. V-Tune. Oh, a little bit of watching. They're just watching at the moment.
Checking it out. They don't have a Roar, so the lockdown situation is a little tenuous. No Nether Strike either. So you could go on him and easily find yourself 3-man chronoed, and that would be bad.
Thank you for that valuable insight there, basically.
Yeah. Thanks. That's what I'm here for. So I get paid the big bucks.
Absolutely.
So Costabile is going like a kind of farmy build. He's picking up the Maelstrom, so still keeping himself relevant. You know, it's not just a straight up Echo Saber, Deso, or anything like that. Of course, Deso going to be covered by the TA. Gunner still deciding, but okay, now goes for the Blink Dagger. And the main thing that they're probably waiting for is this Helm of the Overlord on Moo, which is actually not coming along that quickly. He hasn't been able to just sit back and farm his last few minutes. He's been getting pretty involved with the team and pressing the Primal Roar on cooldown. So the timing's going to be a little bit slow this game.
Yeah, kind of sacrificing his own game to slow down the other heroes on the side of Na'Vi, but yeah, we have kind of hit a bit of hit the brakes a little bit in this game. I feel like Nouns, they wanted to hit their timings by going for plays and getting kills. That didn't really happen, so now they have to farm them up, which isn't the game plan they were looking for.
But still, they get to grind out this mid-tier 1 tower, so still kind of that tempo that I was talking about. For Na'Vi, I imagine that they are not going to let them just go and take the Roshan for free. I think the goal is to try and keep all of your spells up, get this Ags on the Mirana, and then drop a global, 2-man chrono, kind of kill both the heroes in the chrono. Do what you can, and for Nouns, it's going to have to be a pick-off before they're allowed to walk into the pit.
Yep. Let's see, movement up top now for Nouns. Looking to finally get the punish going onto this Mirana, who is about to hit Ragnar. In fact, it's coming right now, so if they're not careful, this could be a bit chaotic, but Solo's been taken off, so the global silence is already off the cards for the side of Na'Vi. Also no buyback, just in case you were wondering, as Lays has been seen, has 2 more leaps available, and Ag's now picked up as well, so a lot of damage potential for Lays.
Are Nouns going to... I don't know if it's worth trying to pressure this tier 1 at all. Better places on the map to be. The Radiant jungle has been an absolute ward battleground. I don't know if you saw earlier, but there were 3 obs. There's now, what, like 7 or 8 sentries all in that area. That's really where the battle for control of this game has been happening. But now switching over to playing around the pit a little bit more.
Some hype warding action. That's when you know we've got a high tempo game on our hands.
Well, the Hawk's going to be pretty critical here as well, as Na'Vi are smoked up around here. They're pinging the pit, but nobody's in there.
Yeah, they know how early the Nouns can take it, but Nouns, they're not too interested in that kind of thing. They're still trying to get control of the enemy side of the map, so Na'Vi just got to commit to this top tower.
They can't really take it without... while Beastmaster's showing bottom, I think it's pretty unlikely that they're taking the Roche. Though it is possible if they had the Deso and the TA, and you've got the tag team and stuff. So still something to watch out for, but for now, it just seems going to be a bit of a trade.
Big damage on the bottom tower. Moo's just hanging around, offering up his inner beast to all these creeps. Feed, my friends.
I think he could have maybe kept the catapult alive there. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And here we see the TP coming out, but Husky and Z-Freak jumping hard on the backlines here, and they're able to take down Solo, but what's it going to cost them? Oh, beautiful shots coming out from Z-Freak, and now going for the TP out as well. Do they get the bash? They don't need it. The stun's going to come out from Sweden Strong as they're able to connect onto Husky on the top side of the fight as well. Nowhere to go for the Spirit Breaker. It's going to be 2 kills in response for Na'Vi, but Costa Bile, he's setting up big. Oh, big miss on the Bounder Strike, though. I think he was trying to do that blind. They're under Moonlight Shadow. So
they found Gunner. No mana left.
Bold. Oh no, huge kill.
Oof.
That is costly. That is very, very costly for Nouns.
Yeah, when you're playing this kind of momentum run-at-you draft, any setbacks are just absolutely massive. And especially on their number 1 farmer in Gunner. Nouns are choosing to stick around here at bottom, but I think all 5 of Na'Vi are just gonna run at them. Okay, they get out now after they shove the wave in.
Yeah. Well. The brakes have not only been hit by Nouns in this game, but also the momentum is shifting back in the other way, and the arrow does connect there. Diffusal into arrow, beautifully done. Husky does just get gunned down under his tower.
Alright. Pause 3 Mirana looking like a thing. Gunner comes TPing in here. Gotta be a little careful. There's still global, still chrono. V2's not coming over for this fight. He's just gonna go and grab a little bit of farm, but...
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Let the man hit some creeps, He's earned it.
Still holding that chrono as well, interestingly. And the global silence.
Tricky because if
big ultis.
The threat at this point is almost better than using them, because if you use them and you don't kill the right targets, then Nouns are going to respawn and walk straight into Roche. So you got to make sure that you're getting the fight that you want.
Husky being the target. There's kind of some consideration. Costabile has to be careful again. They have the chrono, so you can't really group up here, but Wukong's command's going to come down. But Costabile is actually stuck on the low ground, so can't really get involved in the fight. And they'll just kill off Husky and not pay any price for it whatsoever. No one going through a bit of a roll. Kind of escaping from Moo and Gunner. Moo's walking up the high ground here, though. This is very aggressive from him. Sweden's strong as well, just kind of hanging around this cliff. He's taking some heavy hits, though. He's going to be falling by the looks of it. What else can they find? The wall Chronosphere does come down. Costabile caught out, taken down. Z-Freak as well. Look, he's going to fall into the grave. We'll get the roar onto Lays. The snowball to connect as well. One more right click does follow from Gunner, but what's the cost going to be? It's going to be a lot. They've already taken down Costabile, and they're getting on top of Gunner as well. Do they have the detection, though? Solo?
Sentry's in the backpack.
Got a sentry.
Solo.
Come on. In it goes.
Back into the melt. Somebody bring a dust. Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna live.
He just clicks on the guy, sees that sentry's just been put in. He's like, all right, no thank you. Back I go. That was brilliant.
Was rummaging around in the backpack furiously. Just gets punched in the face. Yeah. Extremely weird team fight. You know, that we have this upper fight, and then the damage dealers from Nouns can't really get there because they're getting zoned away by the Pango. And the Rolling Thunder kind of ends, so everybody collapses. Honestly, like the fight in terms of the numbers and the golden experience stuff, pretty even, but an even fight to win for Na'Vi at this point. Because, yeah, they're just continuing to progress towards their items, towards the late game, where they're just going to be stronger. And Nouns, the clock is still ticking on. You've got your Helm of the Overlord, you've got this first round of timings, and you don't seem to be able to get into the Roshan pit, which is really the tool that you need to be able to get the tier 2s, keep progressing your game, make your way to the high ground in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, the train left the station from Nouns, but quickly got stopped for delays, for signal failure, for some rail works, and now, well, it's looking like it's going to have to be... Are they going to try and sneak this? There's no way that works. Na'Vi will not let that happen.
Yeah, the scan hits, but then goes green again, so Na'Vi know that they're in the area, but maybe not really doing it. Only got 60, actually 40 seconds on their chrono, so kind of worth it to just stand here and scare off Nouns. Again, another big wraparound. Oh, they've got a Heaven's Halberd picked up for the Pango. It's a huge counter for this Templar Assassin. No BKB just yet on Gunner. He's going to just be disarmed the entire fight if no one gets on top of him.
And they find Z-Freak. He is able to get out the snowball, though. Costabile considering committing with the Wukong's command here. It's going to do so as he gets knocked down off his tree and stunned up. No one getting huge stun off here with the Rolling Thunder. Finally, the BKB gets used from Costabile, but he doesn't have anyone to hit. He will not turn around, and they will take down no one in the end. They've actually managed to find V-Tune. He tried to jump in. He doesn't have the chrono for another 5 seconds, though. They could just get the kill here. V-Tune, no escape. Nouns, they finally find the opportunity they've been looking for, and immediately they'll be heading for more kills as the charge comes out. Lay's going to give an arrow to the face, but Gunner is in with the right clicks. Costabile joining him as well, dodging out the stun, but still taking the damage as they look in for more. Solo going to get stunned up by the Boundless Strike. 1, 2, 3, dead. And now, guess where they're going?
Yeah, into the pit. Here we go. No questions asked. Na'Vi are respawning, but I think this is just going to be way too fast. Watch this Roshan melt. No problem. Well, we got a game on our hands, Nomad.
That we do, my friend. That we do, yeah. Aegis in the hands of Gunner. It's time to play some Dota, but the question obviously now is, what can they get done with this Aegis?
Gunner didn't get bluffed at all by the Faceless Void in that last fight. I just want to say it. Like, the Void got on top of him, and he still had the chrono on cooldown for like 15 seconds, and Gunner was just like, whatever. Ignores the Void, hits the Pango, waits for the stuns to come on the Void. Very cool, calm, and collected in that fight.
Yeah. Either they had it timed absolutely perfectly, or, Gunner just calculating it correctly. It's hard to say exactly how they knew that chrono was still 10 seconds off, but they knew, and V-Tune did not get away with that extremely ballsy bluff.
Yeah, so Nouns, it'll be guaranteed, bottom tier 2, hold the outpost for a while. They might try and flip the map as well and then go take out some of those towers on top. Those should be pretty soft targets. I don't know if they're going to be high grounding this Aegis necessarily. Gunner's seen the Heaven's Halberd and stuff, so
likely does want to use this Aegis to secure the BKB, but definitely still going to be a lot of pressure on the map from them. And they don't even take the outpost, they just go for the immediate smoke and will look to flip the map here.
Yeah, now luckily they do have the Fortify Refresh due to that bottom tower being the first tier 2 to fall. So Na'Vi going to be able to slow down the tempo in that regards. Charge in once again from the Spirit Breaker. He's often throwing the charge onto Lays, keeping him on his toes.
They seem to know what's going on, but they're just going to have to seed the entire map.
Oh, they've seen Solo, their best friend. Oh,
Dust.
Oh.
He's stressed. TP soon, the invis is going to wear out, and there is a Monkey King, so yeah, okay, he's out of there. Maybe wondering if he could get a sneaky ward down before leaving, but the risk was perhaps not worth it.
This is kind of interesting here from Nouns that Moo's actually looking for a new creep to take. He wants that Ancient Black Dragon.
Yeah, it's just the best.
Now, commitment in from Nouns. They do see V-Tune. So that Chrono is definitely an option here as Husky kind of getting played around with, and he's also playing himself. Bit of poking the poking the cow.
V-Tune's a bit of a madman, but both teams fighting on their vision. There is the global in reserve, so got to keep that in mind when you're watching Na'Vi playing like this. It is because they've just got full confidence in solo. Yeah, the map very much belongs to Nouns at the moment. Moo just picking up an Aether Lens. Okay.
I like that. I really like the casual Aether Lens pickup.
Yeah, I think it gives him more chance if he's not in the Chrono to maybe get the Roar onto the Void.
Exactly.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yep, and also catching the Pangolier before he connects with you as well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Roars on the Rolling Thunder this game. Certainly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And finally, now we'll start pushing another tier 2 down here. Has to be said, this Aegis was perhaps not as impactful as I would have hoped. Now only down to a minute and a half left, and Nouns have only really been able to take one tower with it so far.
Oh, they took bot tier 2. They took top tier 1, which was kind of free, and now they're going to get top tier 2. So I think this is totally within expectations for this Aegis. Maybe they could have gotten a little bit more if that sweep across the map had successfully caught somebody, but I think both teams are well aware of the parameters of these, of these kind of 5 minutes. And Gunnar really just wants to use it to get the BKB secured, I think. So the truly interesting fights will be coming up, and then of course game deciding is kind of going to be Roshan number 2, who's able to claim that, who's got buybacks available, stuff like that.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Having to deal with these Hawks, would not be surprised to see a gem coming out soon for either side. But especially Na'Vi, there's Hawks, there's traps. It would be very nice to have. And on the other side, there's Mirana, so wouldn't be bad for Nouns. Thinking about poking up on the high ground, they're going on V-Tune.
Yep, they certainly are. Faces Void. I mean, this is so deep in the global science. It's going to come out now. The 3-man Chrono to follow up as well. V-Tune looking for the target here. Does a lot of damage to Tusk and now moves on towards Husky as well. So both the supports will likely fall here. And the Aegis popped as well. But Costa Bile is in with Wukong's command onto no one, but not doing enough damage. As Sweden is strong, chasing for the TA. She wants to get knocked down off the low ground, but no one is smartly ending his Rolling Thunder early. And they're going to be able to take down Gunnar. Huge overextension from Nouns here. Massively punished by the side of Na'Vi.
This feels like game 1. Are they not thinking about the global? I guess the plan was like, oh, when they global, Costa Bile presses BKB, and then the Boundless Strike keeps the stun going. But even if they had done that,
we missed the stun. That's
would they have killed him? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. To me, that reads as Nouns actually think that they're in a worse. They have a read that they're in a their backs are more up against the wall than maybe I thought, because that was they really forced that there.
I'm pretty sure he missed the stun inside the Chrono, which is I mean, he does move really fast inside the Chronosphere, but he only knew that because the Wukongs came out first. It'd be good to get a replay on that. As,
Maybe. I mean, I think the point is that they need to. If the chrono goes off, they're done. Like they absolutely have to kill him from full to zero without him pressing the chronosphere. So.
Yeah, or just send in the TA alone. Don't sacrifice your supports.
Yeah. The fact that it was a 3-man chrono kind of really gnarly for them.
Did you literally say earlier it's not good to get 3-man chronoed, and I laughed at you for it?
Yeah.
Damn, that was some foreshadowing. There's some advanced storytelling, you guys.
Oh, Lace is dead. Okay, they get the pick off up here at top. Nice. Yeah, I think getting caught out a little bit by the ward. I think there was a side trap as well, so got silenced, and then not a whole lot that he could do. Now, I'm still keeping the pressure on. You know, the game plan is still mostly intact. They've still got the net worth lead, and then they've got their BKB on the Templar Assassin now, so they still have their opportunity, but they can't afford to botch too many more team fights.
And they need to go now because it's 10 seconds till Chrono's back again. So if you want to fight without it, then now's your only opportunity as they do move forward here on Sweden Strong. As a disarm, it's going to be not there in time, and the BKB is going to come through instead. And they'll just start blasting into no one. Rolling Thunder, is it going to be enough to save him? The right click's coming in. Oh, the bash. Oh my god, that bash was insane. Another Chronosphere comes down onto both the cores. Gunner might survive through it, but he's just going to get chased down on the other side. Or Willie! Costabile comes in with the save. V-Tune's down. Gunner does eventually fall, but it is Nouns who are able to hold the line here. 3 dead on Na'Vi. Nouns, it is such a close fight, but it does go their way.
V-Tune didn't skill his talent. He was level 20 when the Chronosphere went out, but it wasn't leveled. He got it. He realized like midway through the Chronosphere. I think if he has that, he kills Gunner cleanly, and then he's probably okay.
Definitely dead.
Game of inches. Game of absolute inches. And yeah, still, like I still think that went okay for Na'Vi, but you know, Nouns they've certainly got the firepower to make it interesting in the next few minutes. Everything to play for.
Such a tense game between these guys.
Yeah, watch this back. Watch this back on the replay. I think we even have V-Tune selected, so you're going to get to see it. So I think Chrono's even on cooldown as this starts, right? And then, okay, Chrono comes off cooldown now. He jumps in. He's level 20, and then you click on him, and he doesn't have the talent.
Meanwhile, live, they get the arrow out onto Z-Freak here. He's stunned up for the time being, and I think they're going to be able to bring him down. So a little bit of an overextend from Nouns being punished as the stun's out onto Costabile. He doesn't have the BKB for another 4 seconds. He's gone. Nouns, they didn't wait. Just no patience at the moment. And now Husky's on the run as well, as no one tries to bring him down. Meanwhile, the rest of the team chasing for Moo. They don't quite connect with that time dilation. The BKB's going to come out to dispel the stun. Gunner's got a double damage rune. Looking to just blow up heroes on the back lines here. Will be able to, no, doesn't quite finish off Lays as the Eels comes out. And Moo, he's trying to fight with V-Tune, but V-Tune's just going to get shredded. Oh my god. He thought he had his team behind him, didn't realize that Gunner was just shredding the supports, and yeah, he didn't get the kills, but absolutely forces them back. Another Lotus out from Husky. I talked about the quick fingers from this kid, and there it is in action, getting the kill into Sweden Strong.
Oh, are they going to scout? They've got a trap. It's a fast spawn.
Hello.
He's up.
Ping, ping, ping.
The pings are coming. Costabile's dead. He doesn't have anything else to do other than look at around the map. So here we go. Oh man, that double damage! What a sequence! Gunner being the golden god. It seemed like Na'Vi, great jump finding that initial kill, but just chasing a little bit too far when it comes down to it. And this is huge, securing this Roshan for themselves. This game's getting spicy, Nomad. It's getting spicy.
It really is. It's been heating up. This series feels like it's been heating up to be a hell of a game too. Nouns are hungry for revenge, and they might be in a good place to get it at the moment. Aegis into the hands of the Templar Assassin once again.
They give the shard to the Spirit Breaker, so they've got the planar pocket.
Oh god.
Some redirect potential here. Actually, I mean, what can he even redirect? Last Words, Stormhammer. That it?
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, pretty good, but nothing ridiculous.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is that you just need to cancel your spells, because if you cancel your spell, it will trigger, and then...
Oh, they haven't fixed that yet?
I
don't know.
Oh, now does
I'm
not
not
trigger
sure.
the redirect if the enemy ability is targeted at Spirit Breaker. No, that's not the problem. I don't know, maybe it's fixed, maybe it's not. We'll keep an eye out for it. But that was the issue with this shard for a very long time.
Yeah, when it was first added, it was a little bit useless because of that. So we'll see if they've managed to shake some of the spaghetti out of the system.
That's a bit of it. Nouns.
Do we have those gems? Is anyone... Okay, there's a gem on the Pango.
Pangolier. I'm going to very safe with this tower sieging here. You see the positioning of Na'Vi. Nouns, they're very aware of that. So they're just keeping themselves back in a safe distance, taking the tower at an angle. And now, as you say it, there is a gem coming out for the Spirit Breaker as well. He's going to go himself a gem to match.
There's a Scotty being completed for Costabile. There's yet another double damage. There's been an insane number of double damage runes this series, and solo.
Yeah, it really has. Here it is, the best friend of Nouns here, and the person they do honestly have to take out first, and they're able to do it. Does
yet another double damage. There's been an insane number of double damage runes this series, and solo.
Yeah, it really has. Here it is, the best friend of Nouns here, and the person they do honestly have to take out first, and they're able to do it. Does have a buyback. That is the big thing about Silencer. Due to the global silence, the buyback is still a bigger threat.
Yeah, a lot less safe for V2 now. He does have a Lincoln's, so it's not going to be easy to make a jump on him, but yeah, a little stressful, and still a full 3 minutes on this Aegis for Nouns, so they're really just keeping the whole map closed in. Well, Lays gets spotted. Gunnar didn't even know that he was there, but he just wanted the wave, but he'll take the kill if he can get it.
Now jumping from Z-Freak as well, popping the Lincolns, but the rest of the team are behind.
No
so the Roar comes through, and with the Golem, they're going to be able to take him down. Z-Freak gets a kill. Mirana getting eliminated. Getting a bit greedy, going for another wave there. Well, she wasn't even. She was actually walking home after taking the wave.
Yeah, I think, well, he just wanted to sneak by and keep on pushing top, but Gunnar was blinking to intercept the wave. He may have seen him on the side trap. And they are not letting Na'Vi leave the base here.
No, this is some very good playing from in front from Nouns. We'll see how well Na'Vi can defend this one.
They've got a long time to siege,
complete.
but Void's being a real nuisance with this shard. Pretty quiet game from Costabile. I feel like we haven't really talked about him all that much. You know, he got first blooded, farmed okay in the laning stage, had that death at mid, but the Monkey King is quite farmed. If they can just, get the fight to happen inside of the Wukong's command, maybe block people in with the ice shards, I think you're going to be surprised at just how much havoc this Monkey King can cause.
Yeah, it's been a very quiet game from Costabile. Unfortunately, a couple of these boundless strikes have been off the mark, and he's looking to prove himself in these later game fights.
Moo really all about the vision game here. He's gone for the full Octarine core. He's picked up the shards, everything that he can do to really reduce that Hawk cooldown, keep spam going, and give them that information superiority in these fights. We called it at the beginning of the draft, right? So much of this game is just about murder solo wherever he is. Don't let the silencer do what he wants. I think he could even just go stand in the fountain, really.
Bye-bye Gunnar's mana, I guess. So he's taking so much damage.
He'll get it back in 30 seconds when this Aegis expires, but...
True.
The Na'Vi high ground is pretty fearsome, though. They've just been sitting up here the whole time. This is where we're ticking up like a 1k net worth lead every minute or less. But Nouns going to have to show some respect as this Aegis expires. You know that Na'Vi are going to be timing this down to the second.
Yeah, I'm expecting a smoke, honestly.
Yeah.
And 3, 2, 1, there we go. Smoke up from Na'Vi, and they'll immediately come looking out for Nouns now. Let's see. Oh, if Husky just stepped an inch further forward, he would have popped this one. But Nouns should be aware of this.
Oh, these big wraparounds have been so good from Na'Vi. Can they do it yet again here?
Yeah, look at this. Moo doesn't actually seem to know. He's sending the Hawks in the wrong direction. And now they connect with a bash onto Moo, as well as the stun on Na'Vi. Looking around, and they're actually making the adjustment here onto nouns. They're making the go. The global silence comes out, and they're not dropping the chrono just yet. Gunner's BKB going to be ending in just a second. She could be actually a little bit vulnerable. The chronosphere comes down onto Gunner. What can they do? The answer is nothing, as Gunner gets beaten to death inside the chronosphere. I'll move across towards Costabile now as well, who also doesn't have that BKB available. A little bit too quick on the trigger from nouns, as they might get punished. Moo snowballed into the entire enemy team. He tried to save them, but there's nothing to be done. Z-Freak going for the TP out in the trees, but Na'Vi, the moment that Aegis is gone, they win the fight.
The global silences are just too good. They trade global for all 3 BKBs. They don't get any kills, and then Na'Vi just back on the reset as soon as those BKBs were out. What can nouns hope to accomplish? Oh man, beautiful team fighting from Na'Vi, really.
Yeah, they seem to just know their team. They're like this kind of 5-man lineups limit so well.
Everyone's really clicking. The synergy between all their players, you can definitely see it. Even in some of these small plays earlier that they made, like the jump in, defusal slow, get the arrow. But yeah, we're gonna see this again. It looks a little sketchy with V2 and no one running over the side trap, getting stunned, and then global silence. Suddenly everybody's just a little bit too tanky, and Gunner wants to keep on going because he knows that once his BKB wears out, he's in big trouble. But
yeah,
too late.
You're forced to get something done with the BKB.
Costabile even got chronoed midway through his boundless strike animation there. So just beautiful from V2.
Yeah, so like, yeah, as you say, a game of inches. Boundless strike goes off, no chrono. Maybe the TA gets off the refraction in time, and then it's possibly a different fight. Hard to say. What Tony 5 talent do you reckon Gunner will go for when he gets there?
Oh, I think probably the refraction instances. It's too good, unfortunately.
Very, very strong.
Oh, God.
They're committing to this, and looks like the Rod's going to come out onto no one as well as Wukong's commands. They're just going to be able to shred, or are they? No one's still rolling away from this. Gunner doesn't seem to have the damage. There's so much armor and so much damage resistance from the shield craft that he's going to survive through it all. And now V-Tune trading hits with Gunner, and Gunner's not going to live through that one. Costabile trying to take to the front lines here. They're just jumping in and out on Navi, keeping everyone alive. V-Tune's going to survive as well. Husky's going to go down, and it is 3 heroes dead on the side of Nouns. Blink up to the high ground from Moo. The arrow does not find him, and Sweden Strong is unable to get off the Stormhammer, so he does escape. But once again, my God, just playing on the precipice of death through the entire thing. Na'Vi keep their cause alive and come out with a win once again.
Yeah, they pop the roar. The Pangolier is in the middle of the Wukong's command, and yet somehow they just can't kill him. And then V-Tune surviving on just a sliver of HP as well. I think so he got hit by the Hawk dive bomb, but it's a root now and not a stun. So
Z-Freak solo kills solo.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
That's gonna get him his eggs.
Yep. Nice. That's something. Maybe they can play for a kickback or something here on the
Z-Freak. Don't stay around, my boy. You've done well.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge play actually, and this Axe could be a bit of a game changer. Oh, the bird actually coming in and saving Moo's life here. In comes a Lotus Orb, so the roar's just going to be reflected as Sweden Strong is. There's a lot of orbs coming out onto people here, but it does look like they've just taken a step too far. Announced. I'm not sure what this play was, but they're going to get punished for it pretty massively. I think he tried to kick him, but he had both the Lotus Orb and the Lincoln Sphere on him, so they couldn't kick it back, so the snowball just ends up going into Na'Vi rather than bringing them back to safety, like Z-Freak hoped.
Yeah, we just wanted the save move, but couldn't put it together. Like you said, too many spheres, and Na'Vi now just cleaning up the base. Can't take more than this. There's still tier 2s in both of the other lanes, but this is really a massive turning point for the game, right? Especially with V-Tune picking up the butterfly. It's just not going to be possible for Gunner to, well, not going to be easy, at least, for Gunner to farm up an MKB at this point, so.
Roshan.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay. And it's a refresher shard. Cool.
And 4 bounty runes.
Wait, where were they? Oh, just they were in the higher jungle.
Jungle, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nice. That's where the net worth lead's coming from.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It looks so good for so long for Nouns, but they were just unable to turn it into the high ground push. And the moment that Aegis runs out, Na'Vi, they just return to form, annihilating Nouns in almost all of these engagements. Occasionally, Nouns able to find a cute play, but
Radiant are scanning.
man, V-Tune especially just looking so damn strong. And like,
Yeah.
again, like the Raw and the Wukong's command being used on the Pangolier in these fights, it's just not working out because you got the shield crash in combination with the shard from the spin, meaning that the physical resist on no one is like, sitting around 90%. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's big. And if one global wasn't enough of a problem for Nouns to deal with, Solo has, I don't know where he got this, but he's managed to cobble together the money for a refresher orb. So
Wow.
Yeah, good luck in your upcoming team fights for Nouns. And Nouns, I think they played really well this game. Just a couple of, it's hard when you're playing this kind of lineup, especially with a Beastmaster. I think it shows a lot of confidence to kind of run the game back like this in terms of taking Dire again, Na'Vi get first pick. But that one misstep at the top tier 3 really going to be keeping them up tonight, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a lot of games, a lot of gameplay to look back on throughout this series. Which isn't what you want to be saying coming out of a series.
No, but yeah, Na'Vi just kind of looking like a little bit of the better team.
I'd agree.
Costabile ratting a little bit up top here, but there is a TP coming in from no one. It's right on top of him. He's got an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, he's gonna BKB and try to just stand his ground. He doesn't have a TP for another 3 seconds. Costabile, he's gonna get caught out. He's just dead. There's no counterplay to this, right?
Nope.
That's pretty unreal, but the team...
They're going on
the
the
rest
other
of Nouns
side.
are actually going in here. Vichin jumping forward. Oh, doesn't commit the chrono for it, though, but he does get the BKB out from Moo. Moo tries to get the Raw, but the Manta is going to dispel it, and now the damage coming into Gunnar. Gunnar's just killed off. He's going to immediately buy back and TP back into this. They have to find a way to turn this one around. Costabile comes in with the stun, but in comes the Ethereal Blade from Laze to buy Vichin the space he needs to get himself out. Get out, get in, get out. Alrighty. Well, in comes Z-Freak, looking for the kink, looking for maybe the punchback as well. The snowball is going to be able to get them the first kill onto the Faceless Void. Sven and no one are running themselves over. Will they get the follow-up kill onto Vichin? The 4-star out of the Wukong's command is going to make that completely useless. As now in the backline, Sweden Strong connects with a 2-man stun onto them. The Raw comes out as well, reflected as Vichin standing in the middle of this fight. But when he comes out on the side, what is he going to be able to achieve? The Chronosphere comes out onto Gunnar, once again using the refresher shot to kill off both the cores, and that's going to be it. For game number 2, it is a 2-0 for Na'Vi, unable to control up V-Tune and unable to control the forces of this EEU Superhouse.
Na'Vi just looking phenomenal. Really great plays. I don't think Solo is going to be getting his silencer very much against some of these other teams. Yeah, oh man. I'm so hyped.
Wow.
It's TI time, Nomad. Last chance qualifiers. Oh, this is what it's all about, baby.
And what a series to start on as well, man. Like, we both had questions coming into this one.